Right, hi. So I decided to do another commentary over one of these runs again, just because I thought the one on Dishonored 1 that I did was quite fun. And also because this category is something that I think could actually be quite a cool thing to have as an official hitless run category. That being kill all important figures, or all targets, whatever you want to call it. Now in Dishonored 1, the run that I did was a bit of a meme, honestly, because it was, this thing of trying to get it with 0 kills, which meant that you had to ring alarms for 30 minutes to be high chaos, which was really boring and stupid, but just kind of a funny way to show off the game. This one, however, even though I'm also trying to kill as few people as possible, is a much more streamlined run, a much more normal run. Like, this is just a regular playthrough you might do of the game in a hitless run, but it adds some extra sections that you'd usually skip, mostly the Dust District, since you can just use the code or figure out the code using a cheat sheet and completely ignore an entire level of the game, which I think's a little sad because it's quite a fun level when you actually do it, so that's why I kind of came up with this and why I think it would be a cool run to do. As I said, this one in particular is Ghost and also, I guess, the cleanest hands you can get, but that wouldn't necessarily be something you'd actually have to do in a regular one of these runs. It would just be killing everyone who has a picture come up when you kill them. So in the top right corner there's a thing that will say like target assassinated, ally assassinated, key figure assassinated, whichever it might be for them. And those are all the people I've decided to choose as important figures in this game for this run. So in Dishonored 2 there's quite a few more than there was in Dishonored 1. Admittedly, not all of them really take much to get to. For example, Mindy in the first mission, you just walk up to her and stab her, like there's no sort of real strategy to it, but otherwise some of them are kind of interesting. I mean, the Dust District is the main one, since you need to kill both Paolo and Byrne. So you're doing, I guess, not really both sides of the quest, but you do one side of the quest and then you've got to kill the other one afterwards. So that's going to be quite fun to do. This run I've chosen to play as Corvo, just because I don't really play as Corvo very much. And also because I thought this is a run where you can sort of get quite a few runes, because you'll be doing more in terms of like actual mission length, I guess, like doing that Dust District and that, and so I thought I'd go for Corvo since I think he scales a bit better with powers. Like things like getting bend time and all of the blink upgrades make him quite strong compared to Emily, even if she's probably stronger no upgrades. Though I did also do this run with Emily, which I'll leave a link to that in the description. I just can't really be bothered to talk over it or anything, because I just don't think it's as interesting. Like, I've done a lot of Emily runs, and it's sort of a second nature at this point, so it ended up just being a little bit whatever, outside of a really bad Duke RNG. Whereas this one, I'm struggling more, so I guess it's fun in that way, but also required a bit more routing in that, and it's a bit more of a showcase of the game itself in this one, I'd say.
Out into the world once more. How many people had forgotten this mask?
I'll also, similarly to the last one, there will be an unedited version of this in the description if you want to watch that instead, that's fine by me. I don't want to listen to me talk either.
Until I understand this, I have to go into hiding.
Also, I won't be talking over the whole thing anyway. There's a lot of sections in this run that really aren't all that interesting. For example, like, the first level, there's nothing to it really. Stuff like Clockwork Mansion is pretty much the same as it would be in any other run, same for the Hypatia mission, so I'm sort of only going to really talk if I think it's worth saying something, like if there's anything I think that's interesting I'm doing, or if it relates to something later in the run.
Lord Protector.
Let's go. Something's not right, but it seems familiar somehow. Where are you? You might as well show yourself.
Corvo.
I felt this so long ago. The void. It was still there all along. Never thought I'd be here again.
We'll take the skiff to the shore when you're ready. Ready for me to drop you at the docks?
Ready. The old city must have changed a lot.
Off we go then.
One more time, old friend.
Welcome to Karnak. Hello there. Just make it through this ship. I ain't gonna have to promise something.
In the Duke's absence, I have the following announcement. Duke restrictions are now... Hey, come here.
So here you can see we've gotten our first target since the intro, who isn't really much of a target honestly, but she does have a picture, so we gotta kill her. Like, that's an easy one to tick off. And then we're gonna do our first kind of setup for the run here, which is planning ahead quite a bit with these spring razors, because we're gonna use them to kill Paolo later. Essentially, he needs to die multiple times within his mission, and so we're going to plant them in the spot that he spawns at, so that he will instantly die once we've gotten rid of him the first time. So it's easier to just get him now rather than later. I don't really want to go to too many black market shops if I don't have to. And we really don't need much in terms of resources for the start of the game. Like, we're pretty strong just having blink and a bunch of runes, and like a couple of sleep darts is all we really need. Not having to do any of the non-lethal assassinations or anything does mean that these levels are pretty quick in general compared to a more traditional clean hands run. Like, we're not spending a lot of time having to get like the serum for Hypatia or whatever. One annoying thing about this run that I found is that I think just that little extra bit of time I spend killing Mindy is enough that it puts this guy down here on a sort of weird path compared to the any percent runs I've done, which means that I've got to sit here and wait for him to turn around, which is quite annoying. Like, it's hard to get adjusted to that because I'm so used to not having to wait there, and I get really tempted to just like go past him, but I will definitely get seen if I do that. So I shouldn't, but it is very tempting. I really hate having to just wait there. It's really annoying, actually. This part was a little scary. I didn't quite get to the right part of this little sticking out. I guess it's like a... I've forgotten the word for that, actually. Doesn't matter. But, yeah, I didn't quite get onto it, so I had to readjust that one to stay up there, but as long as you're holding forward into it, you're quite sticky to walls, so it's fine. I wasn't gonna fall off and hit the railway tracks or anything.
Settle down, stomach. Dinner will be in you shortly.
Check it out.
Just making sure it's still in order. Around anymore. But you never know when the Duke's gonna send someone out here.
I so enjoy watching him.
You make sure she stays where we want her. Hypatia never leaves Adderline. Remember that.
Sir, it's just that the other night she went missing, and I still don't see how she got out.
Maybe we're not clear on this, Corvo. In case anyone asks, the good doctor never leaves the grounds unless it's on official business for the Duke. Got it?
I think I understand, sir. Something feels wrong.
Blackouts are worse, and my dreams have taken a turn toward me.
This is going to be tricky. Goodbye, Hypatia. The monster had to die.
You did well finding Anton Sokolov, my friend.
Once that watchtower is down, Megan can pick me up.
Leave this place yet. I don't like it. Ready now?
Yes. Let's head out for the dreadful whale. I need Anton's.
Just want Anton back. It's time to go get some. Ready?
Let's go.
All right. Let's get underway.
I told her 1,000 times. It ain't my job to check us.
Seeing monster.
I can see Jindosh's mansion from here.
Give me a handful of the clockworks and I'll clean up the dust if you.
Jindosh could have stayed at the Academy of Natural Philosophy. He... All right, I need to eliminate Jindosh and find Anton Sokolov. Who would build something like this, and why? kind of sadistic joke is this? With this machine, maybe you won't have to die after all, Jindosh.
You've managed to deactivate my wall of light. At last,
Killing Jindosh. Welcome to the final mystery, Jindosh.
See me on the
navigation assessment 67. The unit will demonstrate adaptability to a changing environment. Standing by.
Think of these.
We're moving at last, but where is Jindosh?
They got a letter from the Queen of Morley. However did they manage that? I wonder.
The space behind the walls.
Storm down. Step up here. See the trip. I will get back to you if I hear.
Stand clear!
Who's running around
On the
over there?
move! Show yourself!
nuisance to the city. Didn't anybody tell you?
You did it.
All right. The void again, but it feels different. What's she playing at? Maybe how is the question.
You're older. Perhaps next year.
You said that last year. Jessamine is younger than me, and she's a court every day.
Jessamine, well, it's complicated. You'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me who did?
You were just lying.
Young lady Jessamine. What is your name?
It was her. Delilah's line. She broke it.
Mother and I saw the net.
My mother's sick. She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No.
Your sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
How much of this is true, and how much is Delilah's warped imagination?
Even in the void.
Anton.
We'll take the skiff. I don't want to bring the dreadful whale any closer than we have to. There is a small dock in Syria Gardens, close to the conservatory. That's as far as I can take you. Ready to go?
Yes, let's go. conservatory. Built around the time I left for Dunwall.
How did Jindosh die? Someone got inside that strange house of his. It's a loss.
So here for the Brianna mission, we're actually gonna do this the normal clean hands way, so we're gonna use the lenses up here to get rid of her using her contraption whatever thing, get rid of all her powers, and then we're just gonna kill her down there just cause like trying to actually do her normally in her room by like fighting the dogs and her, like it's so hard to do that in a way where you aren't seen, so I can't be bothered with that. Like, I'd much rather just do this and then stab her afterwards. Maybe not in the spirit of a killing people run, but I also don't really care if I'm honest. It's gotta be Headless and Ghost at the end of the day, so you kinda gotta take whatever liberties you can to do that, even if it's a little boring comparatively.
Ashworth's journal might tell me more about why Delilah can't be killed.
Someone found an officer's pistol in the gutter.
Look at you.
Dear stomach, I have received your request and agree that dinner time cannot come quickly.
So it's...
Yes, let's go. Take me back to the dreadful whale. Three. need to know why
What's that?
Ready now? Let's go.
Take Megan's skiff closer.
Find Megan once you reach the Dust District. She'll tell you.
Mods patrol through the Dust District anymore.
Orders from the Duke. We're losing too many people. Good soldiers blinded by that hallucinogenic powder the Howlers use, then stabbed to death or dragged down by the Abbey's hounds. One young lieutenant got hit by an overseer grenade. That was it. She was one of the Duke's distant cousins or something.
dust storm coming.
I've been doing recon.
This is the Duke of Secaucus.
So here we're finally at the first cool part of the run, kind of the whole point of the run, so it's kind of gotta be worth doing. Now, I do Paolo first, just because trying to sneak through the Overseer's place is horrible. Like, there's a lot of them, they're at a lot of different levels, and it just doesn't work great. Though, trying to get in here, you can see by that, it's pretty tough. Like, I don't know how that didn't spot me. It must have been literally at the very, like, last pixel of that red bar. But it's quite hard to get in here any other way, so I went with that as the option. I think I maybe didn't need to double jump, and I might not have been seen, or nearly seen like that. Like, compared to the way I did it in the Emily run, this was a lot sort of tougher and a lot closer to going wrong. Like, I think I could have just stood on top of the railing, or crouched on top of the railing, and then maybe been able to blink just from there. But either way, it didn't go wrong, so that's what matters. Here we have got the worst window in the game. Like, this is insane. Look at this. How did they manage that? So I blink through that one, and then I'm going to set up the Paolo kill. He always spawns in this room with the outsider shrine in, and so we're going to booby trap that spot so that when we kill him downstairs, he's going to spawn in, and when he spawns in, he's going to be directly on top of these spring razors. And then sometimes that can go a little wrong. Fortunately, it didn't on this. If you watch the Emily run, I think I put 3 spring razors and 3 stun mines down because I was so mad about it going wrong one time. Just decided I'm never letting it go wrong again. I'm going nuclear on him every time. So by the time we get back, it's pretty much perfect timing for Paolo to have finished the conversation he's having. And I'm going to use a sleep dart on him, because it's going to be a little bit delayed, so it gives him enough time to walk out of everyone's vision radius, and then, oh, here's me getting clipped by this again, like the worst jump ever. But yeah, it gives him time to get out of the vision radius, so that he's not going to alert everyone when he goes and turns into his rats. Just means that, you know, I don't have to deal with properly escaping while people are hunting for me. I can instead just get out this window, and it's really nice and safe.
Paolo had Granny Rag's
Then
hand.
once we've got Paolo, we can use him to skip that horrible overseer section I was talking about, because they're gonna see that we've got him and just be glad to let us through, all the way up to Byrne, who is our next target, funnily enough. Crazy how that works. It's almost like I planned it.
One wrong word. I'm stuck over here.
yeah, once I'm here, it's pretty much a free ride up there. The only thing you've got to be careful about is if you accidentally use a power, obviously these guys really do not like that shit, so they will all aggro on me if I blink, and so I gotta be careful to not do that. Just take it nice and easy. And we're gonna take him straight to Byrne. Now, Byrne's actually pretty easy to do in this because the overseer's in his room with him. They're pretty preoccupied praying about something. Don't know what. I don't think they're even like religious in Dishonored. I think they just hate the outsider. But I'm not going to pretend I really know or care about the lore all that much, honestly. But yeah, once that other overseer is left, we can close the door and we can kill him and no one even notices. I steal his little bone charm down here. Can't even remember what this does if I'm honest. Wow, that's big. Evidently so big I didn't use it. And then I like taking him out of here just so they can't find his body. And then from here we have completely free reign to just leave. And that's the Dust District done. Sort of, it's nice getting to actually do it. Usually this level, literally once we've got past that first section, it's completely done. Nothing to actually do. Just look up the code on my phone or how to solve the code on my phone and then, yeah, level's done. And this run will have something a bit more interesting in here as well, in that on the way out we're not going to be in the like nice, oh you saved Stilton version of it. We're going to be in the version where you kill Stilton, and so we've actually got to get out. It's not a easy just sprint out like it usually is, but I'm getting ahead of myself there. I'll get to that when we get to that. Here I'm just stocking up a little bit since this is a easy black market shop to get to, like don't have to put myself in any sort of danger for it, so I might as well. And that keeps me stocked up for the rest of the game, like there's nothing else I should really need anymore, so makes it nice and easy. And then I pause it for a while here, so I'm just going to skip that. You can see exactly how long I paused for in the unedited version in the description if that's something you'd like to see. I don't recommend it, it's the pause screen.
That's it. The information was good. Definitely odd. Something just shifted. Is that Stilton? This is a mercy.
3 years ago, something inside Aramis Stilton, like a cheap lock. A part of him and a part of this house never left that evening. The Dukes in your circle are still gathered here, setting their grand plan into motion. Delilah's plan. And a part of Aramis Stilton is always here, still breaking. The Void is not exactly a place, and it's much older and stranger than you could ever know. It watches you from within. And at the heart of Stilton's house, the Void is leaking through a pinprick left behind by Delilah's little trick. See for yourself what they did.
By the void. Stilton had taste before lunacy took his mind. What will change in the present based on what I do here tonight?
There's something else you should know.
You have to understand. I'm going to call for help if you don't have to.
I'm close to the center of whatever happened.
Don't waste the blood. You don't know anything.
Wait till he puts on the...
Something bad is about to happen to you, Stilton. Things seem to be the worst here. The two times are overlapping somehow.
Focus on the void. How?
By the stars. This is more exciting than any orgy I've ever attended. Do it now!
From the cold. From forever.
She lives.
Curious. It seems to have worked.
2,000 years ago. This is where my life ended, and where it began again. It's where they made me.
This part of the void feels older.
I thought I'd find a way to escape. I fought, but the wounds only cut my skin, so I went limp. And then the knife touched my throat, and I knew I'd waited too long. The blood ran out, and I became a god. Now you know Delilah's secret. At the end of her days, she drifted through the void and should have been lost forever. But her will and cunning are second to none. She found this place, the island in the void where I became what I am. It changed her, and she discovered a way to draw from it, tapping into the power here. Delilah is a part of me now, and I don't like it. You have to give Delilah credit. She tore out a piece of herself and hid it away, inside a thing made of bones. She's made herself immortal. If you want to kill Delilah, you're going to have to find her spirit and give it back to her. Reaching it won't be easy, but what comes after that might be the hardest thing you will ever have to do.
The world is full of secrets. All right, back to the skiff. Sokolov should be waiting.
Shirt leaks. Gotta get a spare uniform.
So as you can see here, the guard layout is the same as it would be like when we entered, so if we had knocked any of them out they would stay knocked out, but since we didn't, they're now in the exact same state that they were when we came in, and it turns out it's a lot easier sneaking past them the first time than it is the second, and that is a big part of why I made sure to get so many runes so I could get bend time, because it really simplifies this part. Like, there's actually quite a few people here, and they can see you from weird angles, as you're about to see there. He sort of catches me right through that little bit of grating, but bend time's really overpowered, it turns out, so we're just going to use that and the bend time that I already have on my blink to get out of there. I think this part I spend ages looking at this boat trying to find the mana potion. There's a mana potion here if you do the good ending to the level, but not on this one. Sort of didn't bother really checking for that when I was routing, so I've made a fool of myself.
To Byrne and Paolo, and I've been to Aramis Stilton's house. We can go. Duke Luca Abel tore down the original palace in Karnaca.
This is my last night.
Another aristocratic boss. Ready to visit the Duke?
Let's go.
snow. Just another pile of trash.
So in this section here, you can see a routing change that I actually made when I was doing my trilogy Ghost, No Upgrades, Clean Hands, whatever run. Because I always used to just blink up or far reach up to the windmill directly. Because usually the guard here is just playing like dice or something and can't see you. You can see here, like randomly, he'll just be standing there. And originally, what I had seen people say was that it depended on like the angle that you blinked up to this windmill. But as you can see here, like I didn't even go near the windmill and he's just standing up. And he's not going to start playing dice or anything either. So I think this is just like a complete RNG thing where if you go up to the windmill there, you can just randomly lose your run if they see you. And so that's why I've started going this other way. You can see even here it's like kind of annoying, like that might have been a bit of a struggle if I didn't have to bend time on my blink, but fortunately that makes it nice and easy. So yeah, that's one bit of advice I can give to anyone who wants to run these games. Like, go that way around the back that I did. I don't think it's worth risking it. Unless you know better than me what the actual reason for him standing up is and you can prevent it, but I don't know if there is one. I think it's just full RNG and it's not worth bothering to try and sort of tempt that in any way. You might as well just go the long way and make it safe. And so the Duke is another level that's quite different on this run. Not entirely different, I guess, but you do have to do it in a sort of certain order, otherwise you can get really screwed over by it, especially for a ghost run. Because essentially, the Duke and his body double can see you from some really like crazy angles. Like, places guards won't look unless they're aggroed, they'll just instinctively look and they'll see you. Which usually doesn't matter, because they're usually, you know, they won't aggro to you, because you can speak to them and it wants you to do the whole thing of accusing the real Duke of being the body double or whatever, or accusing the right one of being the body double. Like, it wants you to be able to do that dialogue. But the difference is, if you have already done anything to the body double, or you've already killed the real Duke, then whichever one is left will aggro to you, and they don't lose that insane perception that they have. Like, they can spot you from like insane positions. You can be like really high above them, hidden in the shadows, and they'll just look up and they'll see you. And so the important thing for this run is we need to go and knock out the real Duke first, so that we can take him somewhere safe to kill him. Then we're gonna kill the fake Duke afterwards, and then we can kill the real Duke while he's knocked out. So here, I know that the fake Duke is in here, so I'm gonna go and just talk to him to start that whole quest rolling. I don't think that's actually necessary. Like, you can just knock out the real Duke ahead of time and leave him somewhere. You don't have to actually talk and everything, but this one, the actual like way I need to go to get to the real Duke just takes me through here anyway, so I might as well do this part just so that I'm getting rid of this guard in his room first.
They can rot in the void for all I care. I've got enough to worry about without their constant complaining. Sometimes a man just needs time by himself. My responsibilities weigh upon me. On all the coins in Zirconis, and not be able to spend a single one. Did I just see? No offer to bow or kiss my...
You're the Duke's double, aren't you? Of course, the Duke kept some of the clockwork soldiers for himself.
Leave me. I want to be alone with my thoughts.
Here's an example of what I meant about them seeing you from like crazy positions. Like, he would never usually look up at you like that, or at least a guard never would. He always does. And so, like, you can imagine there, if I had already killed the body double and he could actually aggro to me, like how much of a pain in the arse this mission would be. Like, it is important that you can never be in a situation where one of them can aggro to you, because they will just do it from any angle. It's like completely pointless trying to hide from them, basically. The Duke is completely omnipresent. Or, it's not omnipresent, is it? Omnipotent? No, that's not it either. I didn't do great at RE at school, to be honest. Whichever one all-knowing is. It might be one of those other two. Don't really care all that much, if I'm honest. It's not a big part of my life anymore. Never really quizzed on that shit anymore. But yeah, so I'm just gonna leave him there because it's a nice safe place to go get him. I'm not gonna alert the body double by killing him in vision. And the body double always just comes into here and waits behind this part once you've started the quest, which makes it easy.
Your soft life is over,
So I can just come in here, use the assassination on him. And now, got a very easy path to the Duke. He's not going to put up much resistance, funnily enough. and we will simply just slash him, and
Your
that's
father would
both
be
Dukes
so
dead.
ashamed of you, Luca. The Duke's vault. This is the thing.
This is it.
Maybe Delilah's spirit was holding it together.
So here, I ended up checking my stats because I got a little spooked by that sound that the clockwork made. Like, I think it started spotting me, but it didn't get far enough for it to matter. But after I checked it, I also saw that I only had one kill. Like, you can see me, like, close the tab and then, like, double take and reopen it. And so at that point, I was, like, going insane, thinking, like, I swear that I killed both of them. Did I miss, like, the real Duke when I went to slash him or something? And so, you're gonna see me now backtrack all the way back there to try figure out whether, like, I left one of them alive somehow accidentally. Turns out, from what I can tell, once you've talked to the fake Duke, like, once you've actually started that quest going, I believe he just no longer counts as a kill if you kill him. It's just like it doesn't even count him. Like, he's not an opponent, he's not a civilian, he's not anything. He just doesn't count if he dies. And I don't understand why. I assume it's just a bug of some kind, but yeah, it's obviously like made me come back and do this part again, which is annoying, but both the pictures came up, so as far as I'm concerned, like, it counts.
That should do it.
Is that it? The fall of Karnaka?
The Duke is dead. Long live whatever happens next.
Back to the dreadful whale, then, and on toward Dunwall.
It looks that way. To find a way to help Emily, and to give her back the throne.
Ready then?
Come on, let's leave this place.
All right, as you need.
And so now, before we do the Delilah mission, there are 2 more targets that we need to actually take out. Because, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, both Megan and Sokolov do have target pictures on them, which means they do both need to die. So I decided to learn that she killed the Empress first, just because, you know, makes me feel a little better about it. I'm not just killing a woman who's just been nice to me the whole time. This part I don't really have an excuse for, but if you take her body to Sokolov, he will react to it, which is kind of cool, like that they actually bothered thinking of this whole scenario. Doesn't make me feel good doing it, but you know, you gotta show off craftsmanship, you gotta show off good game development here. So, gonna let this happen, let him do whatever this is. Yeah, he's sad as fuck. Gonna be honest, I also have no excuse for this execution style kill that I do on him. I think I was just feeling mean today, like this isn't a nice way to treat people, but you know, it's fine. And now we're just gonna go on to Delilah.
Samuel could see me now. Use the elevator to reach Delilah up in the throne room. for what they've done to the tower.
You will take me back and die at my hands.
The witch has looted everything.
And so now we are pretty much at the end of the run. Delilah is a completely free final boss. There's nothing she can really do to you if you just go around this side. So yeah, this is the kill all targets run for Dishonored 2. I think it's honestly pretty fun run. Like, it's a little bit of an extension to an any percent, like almost like all bosses run in a game, just way easier. But it's not really about the difficulty, it's just about more areas to make strats for. Like, it would be interesting to see what people could do with doing the other way around in the Dust District, doing the Overseer side of the mission. Or, well, killing Byrne first and then taking him to Paolo. Or even just not doing either side of the mission and killing both of them without any sort of tricks from just taking the body of the enemy one. Like, I think that would be quite cool to see. And yeah, I think it's just fun having more categories to do anyway. Like, part of doing this stuff is just for the sake of experimenting and finding cool routes. Speaking of which, you might be wondering why Delilah isn't dead and why I haven't freed Emily. At the time I kind of thought this was going to be the last Dishonored run I was going to do, so I wanted to show, I guess, my favourite little Easter egg that I imagine a lot of people haven't seen in this game. And in order to do that, I needed a quick way to get off of Dunwall Tower. And so, here you go.
You won't wreak any more havoc, Delilah. Jessamine, I wish I could hold you just once more.
Right, and now that that's out of the way, it was not really worth the amount of trouble it took, but I wanted to do it, and now I have to do the Walk of Shame back, where I'm trying to like not take any damage and invalidate the run in this like little segment, because I have to be pretty stupid to do that, couldn't be me. And so yeah, I just want to say thank you if you've managed to watch this far. I don't really know why, but I appreciate it. I hope more people start running these games hitless and damageless, because they really are fun, and it'd be cool to see more people running them still. And yeah, I'm just going to let you watch me very, very slowly clamber my way up to try and not get hit, and peace out.
Everything's gone.
And so the Duke's reign in Serkonos came to an end. The city's prominent citizens laid low. Times were uncertain, but the people would survive, working together, unbound by hierarchies they'd always labored under. In Dunwall, with the death of Delilah Copperspoon, her coven lost its power, and their short-lived coup came to an end. The rightful empress returned to the throne and began extinguishing the fires across her city. So it was that Emily the Just, Emily the Clever, would fulfill her destiny, ruling for decades over a mended empire with Corvo Atano at her side.